It's a battle in the Bluegrass State. Lexington looking ahead of the postseason. Tampa Bay looking to stay alive. This is the Gainbridge Super League with Christine Huber. I'm Ken Levicka. Central Bank proud to sponsor tonight's game, be the official bank of Lexington Sporting Club. To learn more about how they can help you reach your financial goals, visit centralbank.com or stop by one of their 29 locations. Central Bank, member FDIC. Lexington SC, Tampa Bay Sun, and here's a glance at the table in the Gainbridge Super League. Pretty cut and dry tonight for Lexington. They pick up a victory. They are in the playoffs. As for Tampa Bay Sun, they could hang on by their fingernails, even if they lose with some help, maybe another week. They keep themselves with a pulse, but certainly reality is staring Tampa Bay Sun right in the face. Lexington, well, they are firmly in the top four, and there's a big reason for that, Christine.
Started bottom of the table last year to title contenders this year. It's that 16-game unbeaten streak at the beginning of the season. It's really propelled them to where they are now.
Lexington has not only got it done goal scoring, but this has been a very stubborn defense as well. But the goal scoring has largely come from the Golden Boot leader, Kat Berry.
I tell you, what separates her is her off-the-ball intelligence. She constantly attacks the space behind the center backs. Her timing on runs inside the box puts her in the right place at the right time.
She is truly one of the talents in the Gainbridge Super League. Tampa, here's the bright side. When they score first, they get a result. 4 wins, 4 draws. Problem is, they haven't seen many of those goals.
And it's when they score first, they're able to set the tone, they set the pace, but they have been struggling to find a true number 9, a true goal scorer.
It has been a really fluid season for Tampa Bay Sun. That is not helping the cause in any way, shape, or form, but there is a standard, Sydney Nasello.
She's one of those underrated forwards in the league. She's quick, she's shifty, and she gets behind defenses.
And then the youth movement up top, Faith Weber.
Set a program record at Utah Valley with 70 career goals. She's young, she still needs to learn the game, but she knows how to score.
Nasello and Weber are going to try and right the ship for Tampa Bay Sun. Gainbridge Super League, Lexington, Tampa Bay Sun. It's on the way. This is the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock.
This isn't just a soccer match. It's a movement that brings the city together, brings it to its feet. The noise.
Wind up effort. Oh my goodness!
The energy.
It is Firmino!
90 minutes where nothing else matters.
How about a debut goal for Lexington?
It's the year of the horse. Our year.
Eps inside. Benton!
Be there when it happens.
Lexington Sporting Club isn't just a team, it's your club. That's why you need LSC credit and debit cards only from Commonwealth Credit Union. With your LSC card, you get exclusive discounts on tickets, merch, and get to celebrate your club every swipe or tap. Show your Lexington Sporting Club pride and gear up with the ultimate fan accessory only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, graded assists. Gainbridge, graded assists for your savings.
Hometown fans, why go far when the best stay is right here at home? Embassy Suites Lexington Green, the go-to spot for a weekend staycation, a night out, hosting meetings and events or out-of-town plays. Local, loyal, and always game day ready. Starting 11 time, Christine Huber, I'm Ken Levicka. Lexington sort of staying the same from last time out.
Staying in that 4-3-3, same formation as last weekend in the loss against Carolina, but I tell you what, they had lots of chances and they had more possession than Carolina.
Kat Asman has been spectacular in goal for Lexington. And then there's Tampa Bay Sun, the starting 11 and a 4-3-3 as well.
And 3 changes from last week. No Provenzano, Shimkin, or McNeil. There are 7 key players out with either injuries or international duty for Tampa Bay.
And that has been the tale all year long for Tampa Bay Sun, and extremely frustrating, as you'd imagine, for Denise Schulte-Brown, the second-year Gainbridge Super League champion manager. And our keys to the game, and they're brought to you by Toyota. Let's take a look at those Toyota keys to the match.
Lexington, it's key to attack the outside flanks, get that ball to their offensive third, make it move side to side. And for Tampa Bay, control the tempo, slow the game down, limit the chaos.
And that is going to be the key to, at least for this week, keeping the survivability of this 2025-2026 season alive for Lexington. They're trying to finally get the weight off the shoulders. They're trying to put themselves into the postseason for the first time in club history, and it is just 90 minutes away here tonight from the Bluegrass State. Lexington, it's been off and on rain all day, and it's a little bit soggy here. Game time temperature going to be about 70 degrees, and there's Denise Schulte-Brown, longtime USF manager, and what a great job she did year one, and it's just been a cascade of injuries and a lot out of her control this season.
It really is, and she knows how to win. She knows how to work the tactics based on her players, but I tell you, so many different starting lineups, so many injuries, sicknesses, stuff. The ball just has not been going their way.
Kosuke Kimura looking on, awaiting the opening kickoff of this match. Appointed early December, and he has seen this team really take on his vision from a defensive standpoint. They are potent offensively, and Lexington Sporting Club, they have really cemented themselves as one of the top teams here in this 2025-2026 season, and the table reflects it.
And they're debuting their new white Hummel kits today, which look pretty sharp.
Those are slick. Those are really, really slick. Tampa Bay Sun in their road yellows. The referee tonight is Lauren Aldrich. And we get this started at Lexington SC Stadium, this palatial facility in Lexington, Kentucky. Really glad you're with us. A special good evening to all of you. Standalone tonight, Saturday night in the Gainbridge Super League with Christine Huber. I am Ken Levicka. Lexington comes into this match 10 victories, 3 defeats, 10 draws on the year. That's 40 points on the table. That is second in the league behind Sporting Jack, 7 points back, in fact. Tampa Bay Sun, only 4 wins to their credit, 10 losses, 9 draws. They are 9th, dead last in the Gainbridge Super League, 2 points behind Fort Lauderdale United. And earlier this week, Denise Schulte-Brown said, you can bet that no matter what happens, we are playing to not be at the bottom of the table when the season ends.
She's a winner. She knows how to win. This has got to be so frustrating. And we talked to her. It is just having so many players out, just unable to get a cohesive starting unit at all. Just with so many injuries, so many sicknesses.
We have our opening foul of the match. As we saw Reagan Steigletter hit the turf. Nicello, one of the true consistencies from a season ago for Tampa Bay Sun. And she is credited with the foul. 6 goals, 3 assists for Nicello at the top of this 4-3-3. And this is what Lexington does well. Lexington will try and commandeer possession, and if they do score first, it has been lights out for a vast majority of the season. 11 wins, 3 draws, 0 defeats when they find the back of the net before their opponent, and outscoring the opposition 34-12 when they score first. That is pretty prodigious.
And you know what it is? Once they do score, their defense and Asman in goal, just on point, just not allowing any goals.
They boa constrictor you out. And for Tampa Bay Sun, very similar, as Christine pointed out in the pregame. 4 victories, 4 draws, no defeats when they score first. But Big difference between 11 wins, 3 draws, and 4 wins, 4 draws, respectively, between the two teams as you get a look at Jordan Listro, who is called for the foul. Lauren Aldrich, our referee, comes over to talk with her. And Lauren Aldrich, some Division I college soccer experience. She started D2 at UMass Lowell, but then finished her collegiate career at Troy in Alabama, and now she's headed to the referee side of things, which I'm sure at times she feels is ironic. Someone who sometimes, I'm sure, had some spats with referees, and now she's on the other side of things.
Yeah, but it's nice as a player to have a player who's a referee, right? They know the laws of the game. They're also going to let you play.
We mentioned the weather here in Lexington here today. It is dreary. We are expecting some rain, heavy rain, as we get to the later stages of this match, but hopefully it can be as unimpeded as possible here in the early going. A turnover, and Lexington will deliver it back into their defensive half. Lexington is in the postseason with a win. Here's Bourgeois near the touchline. She's going to meander towards the middle and has her pocket pick. That is strong defense. And here comes Tampa Bay Sun. Here's a long ball forward, high into the air. Weber giving chase, but it is going to be Kat Asman who takes a step up and catches it into her chest.
And not a bad idea there by Nasello. Her defense is what spurs that offense, but obviously unable to connect there in that final third.
Tampa Bay Sun, earlier this season, were able to register a 1-1 draw. That was all the way back on November the 22nd. But as Denise Schulte-Brown pointed out to us a couple of days ago, this is not the same Lexington side. They were very straightforward. A lot of throw-ins into the box, a lot of over the top, and they're much more dynamic in the attack now.
We talked to the Lexington coach, right? And talked about the big difference between last year and obviously this year. He calls it the social relationship of the players, which I love, not just off the field, but they're now learning each other's ways, how they play, which foot to put it on, the tendencies of each player, and what a difference it has made.
Kosuke Kimura was named the boss here in Lexington after Mac Hemme took over the men's side in the USL Championship. And Hemme was the Chicago Stars interim last year, so he gets this Lexington side off to a phenomenal start to open this season. And Kosuke Kimura has really been able to maintain it, and the defensive identity has really flourished under him as well. Lexington's just a well-constructed, very consistent club. I think that's probably while it might be overused, that is the best word used to describe them.
Definitely, and they brought in players in the offseason to make them title contenders, and that's exactly what's happening.
It is wild how in this league, year number 2 of the Gainbridge Super League, the sides last year who were competing for a championship, Tampa Bay Sun, the defending champions, many of them have fallen to the wayside on the wrong side of the playoff line with 6 matches to go, and then some lessons were learned by the bottom table teams last year that they've applied this season.
And then you have a team like Sporting Jacks, who obviously was not a part of the inaugural year. They sat out, they took notes, and look at them, top of the table.
This is played to the top of the box. It took a deflection. It'll be cleared away momentarily. Both teams trying to feel one another out here in the early going. Soft pitch here. And this is a strong Sarah Griffith defensive play. This is fed to the right of the box. Floated to the back post, but off the mark. Lurking in the vicinity was Kat Berry, because why not? That is her thing, making goalkeepers nervous, but it trickles out of play as you get a look there at Kat Berry, the Golden Boot leader, with about 4 weeks left to go in this campaign. 12 goals, and she leads by 1, a trio of Sporting Jacks players who are lurking behind her.
And you saw Kat Berry's off-the-ball run there. She's just able to get behind defenses, and not a bad service to the back post there. Addie McCain just unable to get her head on it.
Kat Berry had a brace, a spectacular brace. Degree of difficulty on her second goal. That was a 10 out of 10. That brace against DC Power back on the 1st of this month. And while that one might have been the prettiest, there have been 4 braces that Kat Berry has been able to claim this season. That is the Gainbridge Super League record. She will score in bunches, and if she hits one, there's a good chance she's hitting a second.
Take a look at her there. I mean, again, her off-the-ball movement. You know what? She times her runs in the box, where some people maybe, oh, she just happens to be in the right place at the right time. It's planned. It's how she makes her runs. She changes up the speed. She changes up her direction. She's able to get goals off rebounds. She just seems to be everywhere and in the right place at the right time.
Tampa Bay, their last time out, a 2-0 loss at home to DC Power, and what did them in was a rough, flat-footed 6-minute stretch. It was an 18th minute goal for DC Power. Walker on a counterattack that came out of nowhere. And then off a set piece in the 24th minute, Torbert, there's a call for handball, and there is the whistle from Lauren Aldrich, who stops play. And this will indeed be Lexington possession. But Denise Schulte-Brown saying, hey, you know, we've had illness, and usually we have defenders who are going to be able to get themselves in position defensively on the counter, and everybody seemed a bit slow. There has been illness that has gone through this locker room. She attributed it to that, and then just called that second goal for DC Power soft. It was not marked well. It was fed into the box and floated there. It was deposited. Other than that, Tampa Bay Sun played a really strong game against a DC Power side that is super within the playoff picture here in the Gainbridge Super League, but those are the types of mistakes that they have suffered all season long.
And it hurts without having that true goal scorer. Nasello can do so much, but we'll see her. She's usually on the outside flank. She'll attack players behind, but there is no true number 9, which is why they're trying to work players like Weber into that spot.
Taylor Chisholm along the touchline. This is whipped back into the attacking half, right back on to Taylor Chisholm. She's been banged up, but is available tonight for Tampa Bay, and this will trickle out of play. Introducing the LSC One membership, your season ticket to every LSC men's and women's home match in 2026. It's all in one package, starting at only $21 per month. It's LSC One. It's a physical fight for the ball. Finally, a late whistle from Lauren Aldrich, and that is met with some derision from the fans here at the Lexington SC Stadium. Kat Berry thought that she had won possession and was trying to get Lexington out on the counter. You can see it looks like, Christine, a little bit of a heel hook.
The first one is always the one to be called, right? Kat Berry with the jersey tug, and even though Tampa Bay tugged it back, first one gets called.
This is fed right of the box. Probing here is Faith Weber, the youngster out of Utah Valley State. This is sent to the 6-yard box. It is kept in play, no. It hit Asman, but it had already gone across the end line. But some early questions from Tampa Bay Sun, at least trying to put the ball into a dangerous place.
And if you're Tampa Bay, you obviously want to try and score first. Just an awkward deflection of a cross in. Nasello unable to keep that ball in, but she's trying with her left foot there. Probably would have been a little advantageous if she would try to get up and head that ball, right? Keep that ball high and keep it away from Asman.
Alyssa Bourgeois was tracking that ball along the back four for Lexington pretty desperately. It took a wicked hop on her, and that nearly turned in to a primo opportunity for Sydney Nasello and Tampa Bay Sun. We are 11 minutes in. This is the only match on this Saturday night slate in the Gainbridge Super League. A lot of postseason questions could be answered tomorrow. One could be answered here tonight if Lexington picks up all 3 points. This is bandied back into the own box of Daria Raji. Her first touch defensively, a little bit clunky, but it's cleared out of play. Reagan Steigletter signed as a free agent January 8th. And that is a heavy collision, and the referee says play on. So we play on. Oh, that's a nice piece of footwork, and it's swept away from the box by Lexington, but Tampa Bay Sun finding a bit here on the ball.
Certainly no, they're not going to let down. They want to keep that pressure on. They want to keep that ball up in the offensive third.
Well, I think sometimes, too, with the season Tampa Bay Sun has had. There's a propensity to discuss them in a woe is me fashion. And that is absolutely not something that Denise Schulte-Brown is going to be in favor of, because she still thinks that this side is competitive. She does think this side is in good form, and here's the evidence of that. Tampa Bay has the 5th most points in the table of any team in the last 8 in the Gainbridge Super League. It's not as if they face planted. They've gone back-to-back wins, back-to-back draws, back-to-back losses. They just can't put it together. Here's a cross, nobody home, but the chase is on. There's contact in the box, and then there's a whistle. Flag was up, and there was an offside. Taylor Chisholm. And actually, was there a foul called? Nasello went to ground. Yeah, it was an offside, I believe. And Nasello's trying to tell the referee, I got knocked down to the box.
We're going to check this out again, because I think we may be having a penalty call here. I mean, you see Nasello trying to get open. Obviously some pushing, some bumps.
So there's no whistle yet, no whistle yet. Then that happened. So there was one hit there at the spot, and she did point to the spot. Lauren Aldridge did indeed point to the spot. So an early penalty opportunity for Tampa Bay Sun.
And if I'm guessing, Lauren Aldridge had help from her third official, from her sideline official, that they're always talking.
So Sydney Nasello for Tampa Bay Sun to try and give Tampa the early lead against the 2nd place side in the Gainbridge Super League. Nasello approaches against Kat Asman. Nasello pushed it wide. Nasello took a stutter step approach, and she hooked it, and we remain level. My goodness.
Nasello obviously not happy with that one as we see this foul again. This is the push from behind. Fair enough call by me. You're not going to see it all the time, but with this many eyes on it, I think it's a good call by the official. And Nasello, I don't know about that run up, right? I know you're trying to get the goalkeeper off their timing and off their jump, but for me, I'd rather not play mind games. I'd rather have a straight, direct run and just bury it.
Lexington nearly made it hurt that much more as Barry is denied by a sprawling Emery Wegner. The one thing Tampa Bay can't do is get flat-footed after not converting the penalty, and that would have been disastrous.
And if you're Lexington right now, you are thinking, how can you capitalize on that mistake, on that penalty miss, and they go right at them. We're going to have a very high-intensity back-and-forth game here, especially in each team's offensive third.
Yeah, it's already begun. Going back to the penalty that was awarded for Tampa Bay Sun, you can have a debate about whether the first bit of contact near the penalty spot was the foul, or maybe there was more contact, though it certainly to me looked like maybe a little bit less contact, but the extended arm in the back may have caused the point to the spot. I think either one, you say, yeah, it was favorable for that to be called. It was a bit delayed, it caused confusion, and we're going to have a free kick attacking after Lexington, and we're going to have our opening card of the match as well. And so things getting a little bit too physical for the referee's liking, and you saw the grab of the shirt. Maddie Picorni is shown yellow.
Hicks and Funson yellow cards.
All yellow cards brought to you by Hicks and Funson. All yellow cards, Hicks and Funson.
Fans, you know what to do. Hold up those yellow cards.
Picorni on loan from Racing Louisville. His free kick sent into the danger area, headed away. And the chase is on, and Allie Brown's going to get there first. Brown. This is fed to the most dangerous goal scorer in the league, Barry. Has it played off of her foot, and that is out of play, but that is going to go for a Lexington corner.
Today's
All
corner
Lexington
kicks
SC
are
corners presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. Allie Brown, signed in mid-January as a free agent. A Tennessee Volunteer. Now she's embraced in these parts, not when she was in college. Here's the high corner. And this squirts away. And Lexington will get back into possession. Lexington, 40 goals this season. That is second in the Gainbridge Super League. But the number to really pay attention to is the 22 goals conceded. That is tops in the Gainbridge Super League. So when you can be the second best goal scoring team and you can be the best defensive team, the math is pretty simple there, Christine. You're probably going to have a good chance to win a championship.
And how about this? Lexington last year had 62 goals against. 6-2, 62. What a difference.
Yeah, they have not looked like the same club from a year ago, and that's probably the most concrete of the pieces of proof of that. This is Raji. Nobody around her, so she decides, I'll keep pushing forward. Raji, square ball, penalty arc. It was defended for a moment, and now a whistle and a foul. And this is headed back to the visiting side, Tampa Bay Sun. Cheers to local beer. West 6th Brewing, proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Head to west6th.com. Visit one of their dynamic tap rooms. Learn more about Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC. That's West 6th Brewing. Not a bad idea. Nearly 20 minutes in. The best chances come courtesy of the visitors from Tampa Bay. A missed penalty from Sydney Nasello. Shortly thereafter, a shot on target by Kat Berry. 52% possession for Tampa Bay. The referee, Lauren Aldridge, blows the whistle to stop play.
A little confusion on the pitch here. I thought Lexington was going to go with a nice counterattack. And
there's been a couple of moments here tonight with palms up in the air from both sides. And speaking of some confusion and not happy about it, Kosuke Kimura.
I don't blame him on that one. I don't know if it was an inadvertent whistle that stopped their counterattack.
This is a good run up the near side by Bourgeois. She's onto it in the corner. Bourgeois turns. The former Spokane product, and it's out of play and a throw-in.
It's going to be a good matchup to watch. Bourgeois versus Nasello down there.
This is hooked into the middle after a turnover on the throw-in. Oh, a nutmeg! Look at that goal! Look at how good that is from Mackenzie Weiner. That is all skill. 7th goal of the season for Weiner, and it's 1-0 to the home side, Lexington.
On a show. Lexington able to get this defensively. It's their quick one-touch passing that just gets Weiner open through the legs for the nutmeg, and an excellent finish here.
Yeah, Vivian Bissett is unfortunately going to see that in film study after this match, because that was an absolutely filthy piece of footwork from Mackenzie Weiner.
And it's that one-touch passing, the tiki-taki passing that enables Weiner to be wide open with nobody marking her. She's able to put a nice ball, a nice touch through to herself, and a quality finish.
Goal for Lexington SC in the 21st
The assist is going to be
number
credited
11,
to Taylor Elmer. That is her 3rd of the season. Mackenzie Weiner, goal number 7, and that one was more beautiful than the rest. And perhaps something brewing once again. Here is Berry. This is fed to the 6-yard box. And a sliding, desperate breakup by Emery Wegner, the goalkeeper, who is suddenly under siege in a massive way. Had to go down and deny Allie Brown, who had leaked free.
Wegner able to lead with her hands there, which really just stopped that last shot and kept it wide.
Well, if you're Tampa Bay, you need to hang on here. Very similar part of the match in the 2-0 loss to DC Power just 7 days ago came in this moment. You got dinged twice in a 6-minute span, then you leveled off, but There's too much to overcome after that. You don't want to see for a second straight match almost the exact same blueprint player. And that goal for Lexington, much like the first concession to DC last Saturday, came out of nothing.
And we saw the stat, Tampa Bay, they're leading in possession right now. They're actually looking good. And, we'll go back, obviously, to the missed penalty by Nasello. And now all of a sudden, you're down 0-1 when it could be 1-1.
Asman's going to play it into her own box. Genesis of Lexington, whether you're headed to the next match or your next road trip, step into class and experience luxury performance at genesisoflexington.com. Genesis of Lexington, part of Don Franklin Auto Group and proud partner of LSC. Kosuke Kimura, the 4-month head coach, manager of this Lexington Sporting Club side, he made the comment to us a few days back that this team basically runs itself. There are some times that he's sitting out on the training pitch and he doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to do anything. If he had to get a lawn chair and kick up his feet and drink some lemonade, he could do that. That's the side of a club that knows what it is, knows what it wants to be, understands tactically what's expected, and that's a coach's dream.
Coach's dream, definitely. And just to have all these players be an extension of that coaching staff, and that starts from Coach Mack, who was started off this year as their head coach.
Nasello weaves through two defenders, driving hard into the box. Nasello ultimately, though, has that ball tackled away.
You see how much attention she gets from defenses. She's so dangerous when the ball's at her feet, especially out on the flanks.
Nasello's going to have to head back and retrieve. If this scoreline holds, and obviously there's a lot of time left in this match, but if this holds, Lexington, for the first time in club history, is headed to the postseason. And Picorni needs to be careful. She's called for that foul. She got tangled up with Griffith, and Picorni's already out of yellow.
She already has this yellow. She needs to be cautious with this, and just unnecessary, right? She's not going after the ball. She's just trying to run through players.
Yeah, just running right through the back. So Lexington once again possession in the opposition half. And this is set skyward, headed towards goal, and no issues there for Emery Wegner, the former Georgia Bulldog, and Marilyn Terrapin. She has 2 clean sheets on the season. That's going to remain the same after tonight's 90 minutes. Picorni took contact, and there's a foul. As Allison Pantuso got a bit too physical. Select is the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, it's the player's choice. Straight on from about 40 yards here for Tampa Bay. Vivian Bissett puts a ton of pace on this. I'm not sure if it was a miss hit or was trying to test Kat Asman. Either way, it's about 4 rows up.
If it wasn't for those stands, I think that ball would still be in the air right now. I mean, she just launched that.
Well, Kat Asman is not easy to beat from distance. And she is not easy to beat from anywhere on the pitch, as evidenced by what happened with the penalty attempt for Tampa Bay in the 7th minute. But some sloppiness from Lexington. Tampa Bay back on the ball. A little bit of urgency here from the visiting side, and rightly so.
Lexington really needs to clean it up in the back.
A bit out of the ordinary for them, but then Tampa Bay does indeed turn it over. Always curious about this time of year, and all of these coaches have been fielding questions for the last 3 weeks or so about playoff probabilities and the playoff scenarios, the playoff picture, and always curious how coaches handle it. Do they on a week-by-week basis update the team? Do they leave it alone? Do the teams just take it upon themselves, these players, to check it out? And at least with Kosuke Kimura, he says he wants these players to know. He wants them to understand that nothing's done yet. Nothing's been achieved. Trying to achieve another threat here is Lexington, but just a bit too far on the whipping pass from the midfield. Bourgeois can't get on the end of it.
You see how Lexington still wants to attack those outside flanks. They've been playing Bourgeois out there, out wide. That one just a little too much pace on it.
Lexington, by the way, is still in the player shield picture. So they come into tonight 7 off the pace for Sporting Jacks in second in this Gainbridge Super League. And Sporting Jacks is in action tomorrow against Spokane. Lexington has a max of 15 points that they can gain still by the end of the regular season, so it's feasible. Is it difficult? Yes. Is it ambitious? Absolutely. But it's not unreasonable if Sporting Jacks, who has largely been impenetrable, and they have been a cascading goal-scoring force all season, but if hiccups start to come into play, best case scenario, Lexington could be 4 points off the pace, still with a handful of matches to go.
So many questions still unanswered. Picture's getting a little clearer. We'll find out a little bit more tomorrow, I think, in that Dallas-Carolina game.
And by the way, if you're scoring at home, Christine Huber and I will be on the call of that one as well. Dallas coming off of a really rough loss on the road at Brooklyn. Meanwhile, Carolina triumphed over this Lexington side just 7 nights ago.
You can tell the difference, right? From the first 20 minutes, both teams were actively trying so hard to get that first goal, right? They know the stats like we know the stats. Now Lexington, with that 1-goal lead, they can afford times on their side. They can keep possession. They can knock it about more and control that tempo.
Lexington has started to find itself in heavy possession now as we get to the half-hour mark, which is headed all the way back to Emery Wegner. Been a bit of a revolving door with goalkeepers for Tampa Bay this season for various reasons, whether it's international duty, whether it's trying to find the hot pair of hands. But it's definitely been a bit of a puzzle this season. McCorney holds up play. Good body control, sends it into the middle. Driving forward, Nasello. That's broken up. Cleared all the way into the defensive half, and the chase is on for Tampa Bay.
There's a lot of Lexington defenders, very tight in the box and around the ball. Not much space for Nasello at all. She's got to get that ball. If she's going to play in the middle role like that, she needs to get that ball to the opposite side of the field. Open up that defense.
Now, Lexington's very patient defensively, and then when they can press, they're going to get right on top of you, and that has been the identity that they have carried now for the entire spring campaign. And you talked about it in the pregame, but it really set the table for Lexington, allowed them some cushion here, at least to be in the top 4, is that prolific first 3 months of the season. They were unbeatable, literally, in the fall part of this Gainbridge Super League.
16 games starting in August, and if you count last season, they won their last game, so that's 17 unbeaten. Drew their last one, so 17 unbeaten.
This is played back on the Listro. Sends it high and skyward into this overcast sky, and it rolls out of play, and Kat Asman is going to be able to put her foot into this. The Gainbridge Super League playoffs starting to take shape. To stay up to date on all of the latest information, analysis, and insight, visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com. That's the Gainbridge Super League website. It's actually there today. It is well organized, well constructed, and well done, Gainbridge Super League. Hendricks called for the whistle. Brooke Hendricks. What a pro career she has had. West End Washington Spirit, racing Louisville, Reading. She has taken the world tour. She has played with some of the biggest women's professional clubs. Even received a medal from Queen Elizabeth. That is something that goes over well at dinner parties. I did not receive a medal from Queen Elizabeth, and I may start telling people that I did, just because there's no proof that I didn't. A high wire act along that touchline, and strong defense from Tampa Bay, but it's going to be a corner for Lexington. Able to stay stride for stride. Lexington's going to have itself a set piece. All Lexington SC corners presented by Commonwealth Credit Union.
It's a Commonwealth Credit Union corner kick.
Tampa Bay has weathered the storm a little bit here after conceding the goal by Mackenzie Weiner, and I think it's pretty safe to suggest that's going to be up there for goal of the week honors. And nutmeg into a calm, cool, cheeky finish. Alyssa Bourgeois. She'll deliver this with the right foot. You can see the corner flag moving quite a bit here. The in-swinger sent skyward into the middle of the box. Tampa Bay handled that well. Here's Brown. Right back to work goes Lexington. Can it be kept in play? The answer is yes. Big work rate there, but then the square ball floats to no one in particular, and Tampa Bay wins it back momentarily.
Lexington still really attacking these flanks on both sides. Left side now at the top of your screen, and on the right side, they've just been able to get a lot of space and get those services in the box.
Speaking of space, Lexington had it there, and there's more space. Here's Griffith. Griffith left foot! Oh, she went for it, and that did not miss by much. It started as ambitious and then suddenly became realistic, and that would have been a banger.
And this is the movement, the ball movement from Lexington. They're able to switch the fields. Tampa Bay late with their slides, and look at this. I mean, look at the bent on that ball, how it's bending in almost enough to sneak inside the upper post.
If you're Emery Wegner right now, you are desperate for your defenders to start cutting down on some of the real estate with these footholders from Lexington.
And that starts with ball pressure, right? I mean, Lexington is having so much time and space on the ball. It just seems Tampa Bay defensively is a step slower, a step behind.
Chisholm is called for the foul. Chisholm came in from behind. Griffith was going to ground, and Chisholm decided to help escort her the rest of the way.
Yeah, not much touch on the ball from Chisholm there.
So the goal for Lexington, courtesy of Mackenzie Weiner after a turnover following a Tampa Bay throw-in. The assist for Taylor Almer. That came in the 21st minute, and that is where our scoreline stands, 1-0 Lexington. Lexington has never beaten Tampa Bay.
Insane, right?
It is wild. 4 victories for Tampa Bay, all of them last season, and 1 draw. That came earlier this season on November the 22nd. So Lexington not only trying to make history, get into the playoffs for the first time tonight, trying to make club history by finally finding a way to eschew Tampa Bay. And more possession in the midfield. Lexington's really doing whatever it wants right now.
And you see the difference at the beginning of the game when they're trying to get that first goal to now they're just calm, composed, time's on their side, just knock the ball about.
That's poked down to Bourgeois. And Lexington's going to reset.
Lexington does such a great job moving the ball that it wears down defenses. The ball's going to move faster than any player, and you see Tampa just coming over and shifting over late while Lexington is just passing.
And here we go, Tampa Bay off a carom. Here is Picorni, and she mishit it. And she had outlets coming up the right side and opted to take the shot. You see the frustration.
Yeah, she is not happy with that decision, nor should she be. I mean, she has a numbers up 2-on-1 situation here. She needs to attack that defender at her feet, wait for the defender to commit, then she can lay it off or step over and go to the left side.
Yeah, Faith Weber was stride for stride with her. And maybe a bit of panic there with that situation developing. The Gainbridge Super League playoffs are about a month away. We're tracking all the possible scenarios. You can visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter to get updates on your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox. And we're going to see a booking, and it is the second yellow of the match that is shown to Tampa Bay Sun. All yellows brought to you by Hicks and Funson.
A Hicks and
Tampa
Funson
Bay
yellow
just
card has
having
been issued
trouble
by the
keeping
referee
Lexington in
to
front of
Tampa
them,
Bay
that
Sun
they're
FC
resorting to
number
pulling the jersey just to slow this team down.
Sandrine Gayar
38
is showing the yellow.
Fans, you know what to do. Hold up those yellow cards.
This is hooked into the box. Now it trickles outside of it. The race is on. Tampa Bay is going to come out of there with it. But the job not done. Lexington continuing to push numbers forward. That's a good tackle on the far side, but Lexington wants to get it right back to action. Get into the late stages of this opening 45. The difference is the beautiful piece of footwork and finishing from Mackenzie Reiner of Lexington SC in the 21st minute. Pantuso gives it up to Griffith.
Not a bad idea, though. Trying to break lines, trying to get through the Tampa Bay, split those defenders to get numbers up in the offensive third. Really not a bad idea by Lexington.
Addie McCann was in the right place. The communication, the execution, not quite there. Addie McCain was acquired from Fort Lauderdale for a league record fee back in July. That was July 7th, in fact. She is a heck of a player.
She knows how to score, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Gainbridge Super League first team a year ago. Here's Barry. There's a nice cross, but it was handled well by Tampa Bay. In close quarters, trying to get out of trouble, and it's chunked out of play. Long, high, throwing, didn't hit the intended target, but it's right back to the woman who threw it in, Alyssa Bourgeois. The head is on it, but this will roll to the sponsor boards.
Tough cross there to try and control.
Mackenzie Weinert now 7 goals on the season. Had 9 appearances NWSL 2023-2024 with Seattle. She spent last year with Spokane. She was on loan from Seattle, and she has made a big impact with this Lexington side. Been a nice compliment to Kat Barry. There is Barry. Her shirt being pulled, still unleashed a shot, and the referee is going to award a goal kick or a free kick, because Barry, you could clearly see, was having her shirt tugged from behind.
And you just see, this is how dangerous Barry is. Just needs a little bit of space, but listen, I've been there, right? As a forward, you're trying to shoot, you're trying to get your momentum forward to keep that ball down, and tough to do without your jersey.
There was really good pace on that. Bissett got desperate because she was beaten, and Kat Barry just has that large frame, and she comes hurtling at you, and sometimes as a defender, that's not the first time it has happened. It's not like Bissett is on an island here. Sometimes you just got to grab and pray, and that's what happened there.
And we've seen a lot of that from Tampa Bay today. They just do not have an answer for the skill work of Lexington, the speed and pace, so they've had to resort to the pulling of the jersey and being aggressive.
Sarah Griffith bumped the ball, hands on head, and then decided to just fix the ponytail while they were out there.
They're all complaining about jersey pulls. We're going to have to get like the tearaway jerseys like NFL used to have back in the day, because everyone's tugging each other's jersey here. It's just, I mean, look, we're getting to clinch time in playoffs, right? I mean, this game means a lot for both teams. Whatever it takes to win, they're going to do.
Lexington, if they get all 3 points tonight, they're into the postseason. They join Sporting Jacks as the two teams that have found their way in. And then the battle's on for home pitch advantage. This is a dangerous ball in, headed backwards. A fight for it. Chested down. Right-footed shot, that's blocked away. Still pinballing, and finally Lexington able to swipe it back into the defensive half. Taylor Chisholm looked like she had a split second of a shooting lane, but it couldn't get through the traffic.
Well, it's the gang defense of Lexington. Everybody tight, compact. There's no space at all for Tampa Bay to get shots off in the middle of the field.
High long ball. And this is going to be fed out of play. Midfield throw in, Tampa Bay Sun. Lexington this season, they have 9 halftime leads. Unless something changes here in the next couple of minutes, that will increase to double digits, 10 of them. In first halves this season, Lexington now 20 goals. That is tied for the Gainbridge Super League lead in offensive excellence in an opening 45. Tampa Bay feeds this just outside the top of the box, headed away. Listro was looking for Chisholm. It's still loose in the area, and finally Lexington, after some sketchy moments, will simply punch it across the touchline.
It's a nice little trick play there. Hit it off your own player's back.
And it may turn into something for Tampa Bay. This is sent to the middle. Oh, Chisholm could not get on the end of it. At the last moment, Pantuso made potentially a goal-saving play, or at least kept Kat Asman from having to do something miraculous. And then it simply falls harmlessly into Asman's arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth
That was better from Tampa Bay.
there will be a minimum
And Asman's
of
making
1
it look
minute of
easy,
added
right?
time
She
in the
does such a
first half.
great job directing her defenders, closing down the ball, and if no shots gets towards Asman, then she's done a great job in goal with her communication.
1 minute, an additional 60 seconds of added time here in half number 1. We're expected to be joined by Mackenzie Weinert, the goal scorer for Lexington, before she heads to the dressing room. I'm sure it's not going to be much trouble for her to talk about that lovely goal that she scored. A foul against Tampa Bay in the back. As we tick closer and closer to the full minute that Lauren Aldrich determined we were going to play. Well, if you're Tampa Bay, this is still very much within reach. And there is the final whistle of the first half here in Lexington. Mackenzie Weinert with the goal in the 21st minute. And certainly Lexington, the team on the front foot, but Tampa Bay, it's been a little bit ragged, but it certainly has yielded some chance.
Tampa Bay, they just need to keep fighting. Defensively, they need to close the ball down quicker. Do not give Lexington as much time and space. And Lexington, with that 1 goal lead, you can just tell how relaxed they are, how calm, composed they are with the ball at their feet. That's what they're going to have to continue to do in that second half.
They have definitely looked like a side that is second in the Gainbridge Super League, looked like a side that is on the doorstep of going to the postseason, and looked like a side who still believes that it can win the Players' Shield, or at least make it interesting. Let's go downstairs to our first half goal scorer, Mackenzie Weiner. Mackenzie, that nutmeg, I was pretty sick. We noticed it up here. Where in the pantheon of Mackenzie Weiner goals does that one sit?
You know, I'm going to be honest, I really liked that one. The mag was nice and the outside of the foot finish, so I'm going to rank it high.
Yeah.
We loved it up here. You've gone through the first half. Any adjustments offensively for either you or the team you think going out to the second half?
Yeah, I think we just need to be a little more patient and make sure we're connecting our passes. We have a ton of space when we're on the ball, so just finding those little pockets and attacking them.
Mackenzie, thank you for the time. We'll let you go kick your feet up in the dressing room. We'll see you for the second 45, okay?
Thank you.
That's Mackenzie Weiner. The 21st minute goal. It's 1-0 Lexington SC over Tampa Bay Sun. Halftime continues after this. It's the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Lexington, start your engines. It's match day. Genesis of Lexington is proud to partner with Lexington Sporting Club, delivering craftsmanship, performance, and premium experience on and off the field. From kickoff to final whistle, we're investing back in the community that fuels this club. Ready to make your next move? Step into class and experience luxury evolve at genesisoflexington.com. Genesis of Lexington. Drive the difference.
This is where worry turns into relief. Where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
This isn't just a soccer match. It's a movement that brings the city together, brings it to its feet. The noise,
Wind up effort. Oh my goodness!
the energy.
It is Firmino.
90 minutes where nothing else matters.
How about a debut goal for Lexington?
It's the year of the horse. Our year.
Eps inside. Benson.
Be there when it happens.
We are back. It's halftime. Lexington SC 1, Tampa Bay Sun 0. Mackenzie Weiner with the goal. That's the separation on the scoreline. And now Gainbridge Super League news and notes. Sporting Jacksonville, they have the Super League single season record, 14 wins and counting. There's still over a handful of matches left to go. They're in the postseason. DC Powers, Alyssa Walker, Sporting Jax's Paige Kenton now tied for the league lead. 5 game-winning goals apiece. And Hopaiji Spokane, week 27, 144 saves coming in. That's 6 shy of the first player in league history to hit a $150. She has had a remarkable season. Now, the Gainbridge Super League schedule tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Peacock, Carolina Ascent, they're in the top 4. So is Dallas Trinity. That's going to be a massive matchup. 7 o'clock Eastern time, Sporting Jacks, the Juggernaut, and Spokane Zephyr. That'll be, again, 7 Eastern time. You can catch every Gainbridge Super League match on Peacock. So you look, Christine, at that schedule. You look at the pups on the pitch as well. They're enjoying what they're seeing. And when we return, Lexington 1, Tampa Bay Sun 0. More of this halftime on the way. This is the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock.
Visit the Lexington Sporting Club team store located behind Section 115 or pop-up shop on the Stadium South Concourse to check out the latest team gear. Stop by the custom zone inside the team store to personalize your own LSC kit with your favorite player, your name, or lucky number. Don't miss the nice team store item of the match as the LSC Bone Dog toy is 25% off tonight only. Head over to the team store and gear up for match day.
This is where worry turns into relief. Where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lexington SC. Get all your Lexington SC tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Central Bank is proud to sponsor tonight's game and to be the official bank of Lexington Sporting Club. With roots dating back to 1946, Central Bank remains a community bank dedicated to serving the people and businesses of Kentucky. To learn more about how they can help you reach your financial goals, visit centralbank.com or stop by one of their 29 locations. Central Bank, member FDIC.
All right, fans, your Lexington Sporting Club women return home on Saturday at 2 p.m. as they face off against Tampa Bay Sun. Celebrate your mom and take to the stable. Family fun, unbreakable moments, and the energy on Mother's Day plans today at lexsporting.com/ticket. All right, fans, one time, pick up the white for the LSC t-shirt time.
Cloudy, rainy in Lexington, but sunshiny on the score line for Lexington SC. 1-0 over Tampa Bay at the break with Christine Huber. I am Ken Levicka. Let's look at how we got to 1-0 here, Christine.
And it starts off with a push in the box. Which pusher you're going to call, it really doesn't matter because it leaves the referee calling a penalty. And for me, just a weird run up, right, for Nicello, not using her forward momentum, and she just hits it wide.
So that penalty miss set the scene for what we saw later in the half here for Lexington.
Just some excellent play. I mean, through the wickets, a nasty nutmeg for Weiner. Clip this one because this is an unbelievable goal. She said it herself. It's up there as one of her top goals.
Yeah, I would say so. That's one to claim, one to put on the mantle. That is as good as it gets. And that outside right foot, that degree of difficulty a little bit underrated as well. And now the first half numbers. Shots on target 3-1. Lexington, Tampa Bay hanging in there, but too much quality for Lexington.
At Tampa Bay, they're getting the shots, they're getting some opportunities, but Lexington doing a great job getting that ball pressure and getting numbers behind the ball.
A slight possession edge for Tampa Bay Sun, 51-49. When we return, second half action. Lexington Sporting Club 1, Tampa Bay Sun 0. This is the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock. Gainbridge Super League action on a Saturday evening. Lexington 1, Tampa Bay Sun 0. With Christine Huber, I am Ken LaVicka. We got ourselves ready for a second half, and there are the live standings in the Gainbridge Super League. As it stands right now, there's still matches tomorrow. Lexington 4 points off the Players' Shield. This would put them into the playoffs if they do see this through. 43 in the table, and so Lexington's still hanging around. They're still creeping around.
So much shakeup these last few weeks of regular season. We still have chances to see all these teams move spots.
A pivotal one tomorrow. Carolina taking on Trinity Dallas. Carolina with a win would put themselves into the playoffs, guarantee them above that top 4 playoff line, while Dallas Trinity They had a chance to go up 6 points on DC Power going into last weekend. Could not do it with the loss at Brooklyn. DC Power, meanwhile, was able to pick up all 3 against Tampa Bay Sun. And suddenly, DC is lurking just below that playoff line. And Dallas is looking in the rear view and saying, oh man, they won't go away.
Dallas, only 1 win in the last 5. It's 2 teams, Dallas and Carolina, going opposite directions, right? Carolina on a 7-game undefeated streak. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
DC was able to finally pick up a victory for the first time in 5 matches after dropping a result to Fort Lauderdale United 2 weeks ago. A Fort Lauderdale United side that is 2 points ahead of Tampa Bay Sun in that battle to stay out of the bottom of the Gainbridge Super League. With Christine Huber, I am Ken Levicka. We are at Lexington SC Stadium. 1-0 Lexington Sporting Club with the lead. You can hear the wind just whipping around, and we were seeing at halftime the corner flags bending. There has been rain, there has been inclement weather all day here in Lexington, but we have wind gusts now upwards of 20 miles an hour, so you have to be extra careful if you're sending anything airborne that you're tracking it, and you're also putting enough pace on it to get through this wind.
It'll be important here in this second half. Keep those balls low and hard. Get it out between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line. Low and hard. That's going to create havoc for defenses.
That was not the definitive sequence that Lexington was hoping for. We have 2 substitutions here at halftime. You have Anna Heilferty, who has come into the match. Gayer will come off for Tampa Bay. Both these substitutions are for Tampa Bay. And Sabrina McNeil taking off Maddie Picorni, who was sitting on a yellow.
Smart move there because she almost got her 2nd yellow. So smart move, especially if Tampa Bay is going to continue to play this aggressive.
That shot took a deflection, and it is corralled about chest high for the always dependable Kat Asman. On loan from Orlando. She was drafted 39th overall by Portland Thorns in the 2024 NWSL draft. Starred at Penn State. She is 2nd in the Gainbridge Super League with 8 clean sheets this season. She's an imposing presence in front of goal. She positions herself real well, and I do think that that came into play. If you're just joining us, Tampa Bay had a penalty in the 7th minute, but Sydney Nacello chunked it wide left, and part of that is Kat Asman, she places herself, and with that long wingspan, in a spot where the attacker needs to think about it, and it certainly felt like that's what took place there.
It's very intimidating when she brings her arms out, shows her wingspan, and as an attacker, it really cuts down the goal. And I think you're right, between the run-up and the limited space that Nacello saw, she just hit it wide.
So the 2 substitutions at the break, trying to find some attack, is Denise Schulte-Brown. Lexington may have something here. Working around the keeper. That's as easy a goal as you're going to find. And that is an issue for the goalkeeper, trying to commit and just not being definitive enough. And then a simple right-footed tap in right into the middle of goal. And Kat Berry able to give a 2-0 lead to Lexington. That is goal number 13 on the year for her, and the Golden Boot lead increases.
How easy does she make this look? In the right place, at the right time, takes that ball down perfectly. A great first touch to get around Wegner. Look at that, just kind of chips it right over Wegner's foot, and it is a wide open goal.
Emery Wegner got caught in between, it appeared. Did not know if she should continue to attack the ball or retreat, and Kat Berry said, how about I just shimmy right by you? She did, and it was a wide open goal in front of her. So Kat Berry, with the 13th tally of the year for her, she is now 2 goals clear of the trio of Sporting Jacks players that are chasing her in that Golden Boot race. And it's 2-0 to Lexington. And Barry giving chase, and it's a turnover. Barry for the brace. Barry has the brace. Kat Barry, that is her 5th two-goal effort of 2025. 2026, she's a brace machine. When she gets one, she gets two, and it happens again.
This is absolutely unreal. Here's your leader in the Gainbridge Super League in scoring goals, and this is exactly why. Yet again, right place, right time. It's not a mistake. She sees it in her head. She sees the plays ahead of anyone else on the pitch, which enables her to get such easy-looking goals.
Just 1 minute elapsed between Kat Barry's first goal, where she had the keeper Emery Wegner on skates, and the second goal, where she had Emery Wegner on skates.
And Wegner just getting caught in that no man's land. You're so close to the edge of the box as we see a little shiftiness going on between the teams. But I mean, Wegner, it's tough, right? Are you staying inside the box and going to use your hands? Are you coming out? Have to use your feet, but then you have to be careful not to foul outside the box. She's putting herself in these dangerous spots.
And Tampa Bay Sun's midfield and indecisiveness also putting Emery Wegner in some inopportune spots. Both of those goals coming off first time around, too much real estate allowed by the midfielders for Tampa Bay, and they're just a simple giveaway. And Kat Barry found it on her feet again. And at 5'10", she obviously knows how to finish, and she obviously presents a unique, difficult marking situation because of how big she is. But man, she showed some major league footwork in those instances as well.
And she's in those spots. It's her off-the-ball movement. She's not just standing there in one spot waiting for someone to play the ball to her feet. She's constantly reading the game, looking to see and predicting the future of where the ball is going to go. And you know what? Most of the time, she's right.
Now continuing to stack braces is Kat Barry as she extends her all-time Gainbridge Super League 2 goals in a match record to 5. And now that is the 14th goal as well. She is the all-time single-season goal-scoring leader in the history of the Gainbridge Super League. And they came bam, bam, back-to-back, Kat Barry.
And the season's not done yet. Still probably many more goals to come. But how easy does she make it look?
So now Lexington nearly has both feet into the postseason. This is going to be a long road back for Tampa Bay if they can find a way to even break through or apply any sort of pressure on Kat Asman's goal. But if this holds, Lexington will be 12 victories, no defeats, 3 draws when scoring first this season. And if this exact result holds in those matches, they will have outscored opponents 35-12. I mean, those are just haymakers being thrown.
And they just make it look so easy, and they have so much fun doing it, right? They're letting the ball do the work, and it's opening up the space.
Tampa Bay into the attacking third. And it's tackled out of play. Kyle Fairdy will throw it in. And this match turned on its head immediately. Coming out of the dressing room. The Kat Barry show. Maybe a counter opportunity once again. Unable to track it down was Sarah Griffith.
Addie McCain led a little too much with that pass there. It's got to be direct to feet.
Now this back four for Tampa Bay has found itself a little bit hesitant in the second half. They've paid for it twice now. They stayed so calm and composed after going down 2-0 to Tampa Bay last Saturday, and that has not been the case here tonight.
We talked about it in the first half. There's just not enough ball pressure put on by the Tampa Bay defenders all over the field, no matter what position you're in. They need to close down Lexington quicker.
So with 55 minutes gone, now we'll see how Kosuke Kimura wants to handle substitutions. This is whipped forward. Tampa Bay back on it. Good poise defensively for Taylor Almer. She has an assist tonight on the opening goal of this match. That was put into the back of the net by Mackenzie Weiner. This is a lot of confidence in your ability to hold possession from this back four for Lexington. They are doing this all within about 25 yards of their own goal.
And Tampa Bay playing that high pressure right now, trying to keep Lexington locked in.
Wonder if this means there's more counter opportunities here for the home side upcoming.
At this point, if you're Tampa Bay, you're throwing everybody forward.
Yep. Well, that was a bit how Tampa Bay opened their match against DC just a week ago. Denise Schulte-Brown said, we were all in, we were full attack, and it worked until it didn't work.
Yeah.
And then the counter hit in the 18th minute, and then things sort of splintered a bit. Lexington Sporting Club thrilled to offer Lil Kickers, a nationally acclaimed youth soccer program built for children ages 18 months to 9 years. Sessions, they're now live. Sign up at lexsporting.com/youth. That's lexsporting.com/youth. Wegner's going to get to this one before Weiner does. So Kat Berry, 5 braces on the year. That is a Gainbridge Super League record. Kat Berry now has 14 goals on the season. That is a Gainbridge Super League record. Safe to say, she has made her case for the most prolific goal scorer in the history of this league.
And we've seen her too. She works on both sides of the ball. She'll get stuck in defensively as well.
Berry wanted to feed into the box and said it is sent to the right of the area. A missed tackle. The cross, though, is blocked away. And a whistle and a foul. Sarah Griffith was trying to continue to find a way to leak that ball through, but ultimately committed the foul.
And I love how she was looking to put that ball across the Berry instead of going for the shot. She had such a tough angle at a shot, so she's trying to put it across the 6. A nice, low, hard ball to try and find Berry.
So 3-0 Lexington. Weiner, Berry, and Berry, the goal scorers. Here's Heilferty. Heads to her right, still going. Now Chisholm. Step over, pardon me, that's Haugen. And that's gonna float into the top netting. And back to possession comes Lexington. Lexington SC fans, your Gainbridge Super League squad gonna be back in action Sunday, May 10th. Lexington SC Stadium, powered by Mom's Night. Be sure to purchase your tickets today at lexsporting.com/tickets. And tonight is Pups on the Pitch here at Lexington SC. There are doggos all over the place.
They don't seem to mind the wind too much. They're out there.
No, absolutely. They're a hardy bunch. Tougher than their humans, for sure. I think the furrier ones handle the wind a little bit better. Any of the chill that might come. Though I don't know with the rain if you necessarily want to be shaggy with that hair hanging off of you all wet.
Wet dogs, pups on the pitch.
Yep. Tell you, as an owner with a shaggy dog, I definitely don't want them to be wet because they smell a little bit worse when they have that rain falling on them.
The owners or the
both? Yeah, it
or
depends.
The dogs?
Yeah, it depends. That's a great. That's a great point. This is sent high into the air and out of play. So at 3-0, you can bet that Sporting Jacks in action tomorrow are keeping track of this. They are certainly taking their glances at this. Do not want to trip up against Spokane and suddenly find this team in good form. A heavy touch. Can it stay in play? It could, but Asman was able to bring it into her chest and actually did go across the end line. It'll be a goal kick. West 6th Brewing, a proud partner of Lexington Sporting Club. Enjoy a stadium ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC at all home games or at your favorite retailers around Lexington. That's West 6th Brewing. Now rain, heavy rain starting to fall here. This is the first time we've really seen the heavy precipitation. It's been spitting a bit, but this now is fairly heavy. We are past the hour mark. Lexington appears to be well on its way to its first victory all time against Tampa Bay. Came up empty all 4 matches last season, a draw back in November. But she said it, Denise Schulte-Brown, the manager at Tampa Bay Sun, this is not the same Lexington team that they faced in November, and that's proven pretty prophetic here tonight.
Yeah, and you see the differences, right? Lexington in the beginning, they relied so much on their free kicks, and now you have Kat Berry and others stepping up to score goals in the run of play, and it's just added another dimension to this already strong Lexington squad.
This will sail all the way on to Asman. She had problems with it for a second as it banged off her chest, but she's fortunate it did not carom further away because there were some Tampa Bay players that were lurking in that area, but there is where the wind and the rain sort of takes effect, because Asman is not going to do that often.
If you're Tampa Bay, there's certainly nothing wrong with just launching some shots, putting it in the mixer, let the ball bounce around. Who knows on this grass, on the wet grass, if it's going to skip through.
It doesn't have to be pretty, especially down 3-0. You're looking for any sort of pick-me-up. There are 2 points of emphasis, I think it is safe to say, the rest of the year for Denise Schulte-Brown and this Tampa Bay Sun club. That is, 1, the quest to not finish bottom of the table. Here's a giveaway. And now a chance was brewing, but it is swung out of there by Steigletter. Tampa Bay going to try and continue to navigate, and now it'll be pushed back into the attacking midfield. Square ball. This is well done. Allowing it to play through was Weber, but it rolls right by Heilferty on the far side, and after all that, goal kick for Lexington. But the priorities now, not finishing bottom of the table, and Fort Lauderdale United is who Tampa Bay is chasing now. 2 points ahead of Tampa is Fort Lauderdale United in the table with 5 matches left to go, and it's evaluation time. And Schulte-Brown was not shy about saying, yes, we're still playing for something, but also I need to know what I have to bring back in the 2026-2027 season. So it's basically tryout time right now.
And she's going to set that bar high. She wants to keep the culture of Tampa Bay. They are defending champions.
Right, correct.
They know how to win. Right, it's a winning culture, and even though that hasn't come about for different reasons this season, there's still a lot, and they need to build for next year already.
Surging forward is Berry. Coming up the left wing, Weiner. Took a touch in the middle. Here's Berry. Hat trick coming. Cut back. Able to feed. And now in late spray. And there's the hat trick for Berry. In these dire conditions, it is wet. It is slippery. Wegner could not corral the ball with a collision. Berry has her third. She now has 15 goals on this season. She furthers her lead in the Golden Boot race. She furthers her all-time single-season goal-scoring record, and she has taken over the match.
I mean, how many times do we have to say it? She is in the right place at the right time. She makes it look so easy. The ball just falls at her feet, and think about it. All 3 goals have been wide open. There has not been a defender or a goalkeeper in the goal, but it's because she puts herself and she sets herself up into those right positions, and she makes it look easy.
have two more substitutions for Tampa Bay Sun. Farrah Walters is going to take off Victoria Haugen in this driving rainstorm. I mean, this is extremely difficult to maneuver in. I wonder on that play, we'll have to ask the official scorekeeper or take a look, and we have an afflicted Tampa Bay player right now in the box getting looked at. But does Sarah Griffith, who was mixed up with Emery Wegner, the Tampa Bay goalkeeper, does Griffith get credited with an assist? Because I believe she got a touch on the ball, and then it rolled onto the feet of Barry, who all she had to do was swing her right foot into it. I'm curious how that is scored.
We'll take another look at it here, and it's Lexington not giving up, right? They're able to steal the ball, and look at Kat Berry. She's not involved, now she's involved, right? And it's that run. She continues her run to still be a part of the play. We've seen other strikers, right? And they finish their run at the top of the 18 when they don't get the ball. She continues the run in the right place at the right time, and it's just another wide open goal.
After seeing that about 3 times, I'm going to retract my claim that Sarah Griffith could maybe put her name in the mix for an assist there. Sarah Griffith, Kat Berry, Griffith the one doing the dirty work, Berry the one who started the maneuver into the box, helped the build up, tried to cut it to her right foot. Griffith had the intuition to come challenge the keeper, and it worked out for another Kat Berry goal.
You know what I love about her play too? She's not flashy. She's a hard-working player. She does it on the defensive end. She gets involved. She gets stuck in, continues her run, and then she goes forward, right? And this Lexington squad, I mean, they are so smooth in transition. When they steal the ball on that counterattack, they're keeping possession, and they go at the defenses when they're unsettled.
Madison Parsons in for Faith Weber for Tampa Bay. Now it looks like Lexington is going to start substituting for the first time tonight. Sienna Bryant is entering the match, trying to get herself loose. And this is where the evaluation part comes in for Tampa Bay Sun. Already to look ahead to next year, because you're seeing wholesale rotations now. This is by design in a 4-0 match.
Yes, and that's what Denise Schulte-Brown told us as well, right? I mean, this is it. This is the evaluation. This is their tryout. Can you compete at this next level? You need to prove yourself.
Hannah White is about to see some action for Lexington. I believe I saw Mackenzie Weiner come off for Lexington in favor of Hannah White, but we'll get the full confirmations here. Again, this weather, it is really making it hard to determine who's on, who's out. We do know the scoreline's pretty clear. 4-0, Lexington leads Tampa Bay. And it's pretty clear that Kat Berry is right now well on her way, unless something massive changes, to winning the Golden Boot in record-setting fashion here in the Gainbridge Super League. Sienna Bryant taking Chisholm off for Tampa. On the Lexington side of things, first substitution, Hannah Johnson in for Dario Raji in the midfield. Just of note, because it seems applicable now, there has never been a player who has scored 4 goals in one game in the history of the Gainbridge Super League. So here's Kat Berry with 3 under her belt.
And still on the pitch. She's not subbed out yet, so.
Right. The intrigue continues. And as we say that, who suddenly is about to have her number shown on the board to come out of the match, Kat Berry.
Oops. Sorry, Kat. Sorry, Kat.
Unless something happens here, into the attacking third, Lexington goes again.
Listen, and not for nothing, right? You're sitting on a hat trick right now. You're seeing your number called up on the substitution board. You bet she's going to be giving 150% right now. Get the ball. Let's go. Everything in the tank. Empty it out.
So we are right around 20 minutes left to go. It is all Lexington in this one. 4-0, 3 second half goals, all to the same player, Kat Berry. It'll be Nicole Vernis now, it appears, to take out Kat Berry with that dead ball. Well, not yet. Look at that ball just stop midair with this wind that is up over 20-mile-an-hour gusts. Well, the Gainbridge Super League is young, but whatever Kat Berry ends with this season, and again, there's still 5 matches left. She has 15 goals on the year after the trio here tonight. It's going to be very difficult for quite some time to try and top that.
And just amazing, you know, and this year we've seen so many goal scorers as Kat Berry is going to exit the field now, but wow. I mean, what a game. She makes it look so easy. Coming out of here with a hat trick.
A standing ovation from these hardy souls here in Lexington. Well deserved for Kat Berry.
Well deserved rest for her.
That third goal that resulted from the collision with the keeper and with Matthews on the Lexington SC side, that when you're a great goal scorer, those are the things you get awarded, gifted, because you're in the right place at the right time. Oh, is this going to be a fifth? Oh, slipping and falling on this slick turf might have prevented Lexington from a fifth.
And that was Hannah Johnson right there that just slipped up on the turf.
And Tampa Bay desperately clears it back to the midfield, and it is given right back to Almer. Oh, that got by Asman. Did she get a touch on it? I think she might have. Is this going to be a corner or is it a goal kick? Attempting to catch Asman off her line.
Just a mistake on Lexington, turning the ball over. Quick heads up by Tampa Bay. I like it.
Well, that's what you were speaking about in these conditions. Just get weird
with
it.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
So it was awarded a goal kick to Asman. She kept her hands off of that. At Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals. Bellevue University. '74th minute, and we're starting to unload the benches here.
If you're Tampa Bay, you're certainly not giving up. You still have to prove yourself as an individual and as a team to this coaching staff.
Lexington has proven itself that it is potent, and here they come again. Miscommunication there. Flat-footed was Hannah Johnson. She has acquitted herself nicely into the attack after coming on as a substitute. So the 15 goals for Berry leads Ashlyn Puerta. She has 11 going into tomorrow, so now there's a 4-goal cushion for Berry. You've got Paige Kenton Sporting Jacks with 10 and Bailey DeSmit with 9. All Sporting Jacks. So that 5th brace we were speaking of the single season record. We're back to 4 braces being the single season record because that hat trick for Barry wiped out the brace. That is prolific stuff. 4 braces, a hat trick, 15 goals. That's the type of goal score that it can help carry you through a grueling postseason tournament. We saw Tampa Bay last year benefit from having a timely, superior attacking side that took down Players' Shield winner Carolina. And man, is Lexington dangerous.
What a difference it makes, right? When you have that true number 9, when you have that true natural goal scorer, it's a mentality. It's not something that you can necessarily just work on right by yourself on the pitch, on the fields. You need that mentality, and you see that, right? She's just relentless. She's not giving up on her run or the ball.
Almer in some space. And this will be curled off to the far side. 2 defenders split. Lexington continues to stay aggressive in the attack. That took a deflection on the cross. It is loose after Wegner had to swipe at it. And that was precariously bouncing through legs in the area. And now Tampa Bay is going to try and attempt something on the counter. Peyton Parsons is held up ultimately.
We've seen this a lot this year from Tampa Bay. Just Nacello able to get the ball, counterattack, and then she's by herself, right? She's on an island by herself. No teammates, nobody there to help her.
We just announced here that Kat Berry has indeed registered the first hat trick in the history of Lexington SC. It is going to be a night to remember ultimately because Lexington is going to go to the postseason for the first time ever. Lexington's going to beat Tampa Bay for the first time ever, and you have your first Lexington SC hat trick ever. Keep that ticket stub for posterity purposes. Addie McCain, by the way, pre-Lexington SC midfielder for Fort Lauderdale United, hit Lexington with a hat trick last season. Lexington surely prefers having number 18 on their side now. It's why they spent a league record fee to go get her.
And you know what's crazy? You take a goal scorer like Addie McCain, she's not leading the team. And it just, you have a player like that, it just complements someone like Kat Berry. With the 2 of them now, you have to be wary of both of them if you're defending.
So with these 4 goals for Lexington, they now have 44 as a club. And keep in mind, Berry has 15 of those 44, heavy volume, but that's only 4 goals shy now of, well, you guessed it, Sporting Jacks, who has their 48 tallies on the season, and they have Spokane tomorrow. Christine and I are going to be back at it tomorrow. We'll have an attractive one between Carolina trying to win and get into the postseason and Trinity Dallas trying to bounce back from an ugly 3-0 defeat at Brooklyn and keep themselves on the right side of the 4-team playoff line with DC Power lurking. Now, last week, Dallas Trinity, and we expressed it earlier, they had an opportunity to go 6 clear and really put themselves in a position to start shutting the door there for at least that 4 spot. And then DC Power found its way to a victory as that's going to spray wide. And that Dallas defeat, and it's suddenly a race again, a little bit of a fist fight with those 2 teams.
Substitution for Lexington SC in the 80th minute. Number 28.
Cassie Rohan will take off Allie Brown. So the January free agent gives way to Rohan. And she sprints on for the final 10 minutes of this one. This one is certainly going to make Kosuke Kimura feel good. And Kimura this week saying that, hey, there are practices where sometimes I don't have to say or do a single thing. Sort of feels like this second half, he really hasn't had to say or do a single thing.
And you know what? They stuck to the game plan. When we talked to Coach K, he talked about, hey, we are going to attack the flanks, right? We know how Tampa Bay plays. You come out with the game plan. Lexington, and again, there's nothing better or greater feeling as a coach than your players performing and implementing the game plan that you designed for them, right? And they follow through with it, and it's a success.
I think it's pretty safe to say, and there you see the number, Lexington 38-12 advantage when they score first in a match. They just keep piling it on. And that's going to be hooked. And some indecisiveness at first there for Wegner, and ultimately just deposits it with pace across the touchline. But it's pretty safe to say that next Saturday, it's a pretty big one. Sporting Jacks, especially depending on the result tomorrow against Spokane, playing host to Lexington, and it could be last stand time for a really in-form Lexington to try and really apply some pressure for the Players' Shield. That looked like Sporting Jacks was going to run away with it. But again, if Spokane can find a way to either win or at least draw a point, split a point with Sporting Jacks, that Players' Shield race isn't done, and Saturday looms extremely large for some hardware.
And not only that, but it's a preview of what we're going to see in the playoffs.
Yep, exactly right.
Could see in the playoffs,
yes,
depending on the placements.
if all goes as what we predict to be planned, because it definitely looks like right now that Sporting Jacks and Lexington are going to be, any way you slice it, 1 or 2. Either one could have that 1 or 2 in front of the name. But again, there's a lot that can shift here in the last couple of weeks of the season. But with Lexington, if you can get past Sporting Jacks, then you have 3 teams that are on the wrong side of the playoff line to finish the year. Spokane, Brooklyn at home, and Tampa Bay. And then you've got one more to finish out the campaign. So again, like this is a time to really make a push here for Lexington. And what was frustrating was the hiccup against Carolina for them.
And credit the club, the organization, what they've done between last year and this year, just absolutely amazing. The support they have, and it's proven to be the winning formula.
The chase is on, and this is going to roll across that far sideline. We are getting late into the 83rd minute. Tampa Bay's evaluation is going to continue. It's a rough reality, but Tampa Bay has been facing this reality for quite some time. So with this loss for Tampa Bay, if Dallas wins tomorrow, then Tampa Bay will then be eliminated from their title defense in the Gainbridge Super League. But this loss does not end it definitively.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yep, absolutely. Cut back to the left foot, and finally, defender from behind. They'll punch it away from Hannah White. And Denise Schulte-Brown, not much she can do about it right now. Champions a year ago to now trying to figure out how to keep spirits up, how to keep moving forward, close out the year with any sort of momentum. And at the very least, and this is why she's such a good, effective veteran coach, and it goes back to the remarkable 16-year tenure that she had at USF. but you're always trying to find a goal. You're always trying to find an initiative, and again, sternly telling us, hey, we are going to do everything we can to not finish at the bottom of this league.
Yeah, she's certainly not one to give up by any means, nor does she expect her players to give up at all. She has set a high bar, and even if they don't get to those high expectations this year, she expects it next year.
It'll be Carolina up next for Tampa Bay at home next Saturday. Then as we head into the month of May, a trip across the state of Florida to Fort Lauderdale United. That could have major bottom of the table implications, and will have major bottom of the table implications. Then Tampa plays host to Dallas Trinity, and the regular season wraps up, like we said earlier, with Lexington right here back at Lexington SC Stadium. Final 5 minutes. Can't imagine there's going to be a ton of added time here with this 4-0 scoreline. Lexington, this goal-scoring effort tonight, it ties the third best offensive output in this club's 2-year history. You just wonder what Kosuke Kimura tomorrow, when the film is evaluated and he meets with the team, what sort of critique can even come? It's nitpicky. Well, perhaps critique from here. Nope, shot is blocked. A good foot on it from Peyton Parsons, but it never got through. And now Lexington with Hannah White in a foot race, and play stops. Yeah, I don't know if you're Kosuke Kimura, when you step into the training facility tomorrow, you find much to nitpick here. It's going to have to be really minute.
And like I said, they stuck to the game plan, his game plan, and they executed it, as we see here, another chance.
Furness still has it on her feet. Can she find space? No, as it's swept away by Tampa Bay, hanging in there. And now perhaps a 1-on-3 opportunity here for the visiting side. And man, that is strong defense. Allison Pantuso says no.
Great stick by Pantuso. I love it. That was Tampa Bay going 1-on-3 there. You know, mentioned it before with Nasello. Tampa Bay, when they go forward, they just don't have the numbers forward. Nobody's getting up with them.
Yeah. And if you're Madison Parsons there for Tampa Bay, why not? It's clear that you don't have any reinforcements coming up the wing, so try and play your cards there. Oh, that's a nifty little back heel, and Lexington springing forward again. White, right foot, earns a corner. Lexington SC corner presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. 10 shots apiece for both sides. Pretty obvious who's been a bit more efficient here tonight.
Scoring efficiency, what a difference. And again, that comes down to it when you have your natural 10. When you have the mentality of a goal scorer, she puts them in.
Now, Emery Wegner has done her best tonight in the Tampa Bay goal, but she comes out a little bit of hesitation with the first two Barry goals, as this is popped high into the air and it gets knocked straight down by the wind here, and Emery Wegner will bring it into her body. The first two, young goalkeeper, probably learning lesson there, coming out a little bit in between, either challenge Barry 1v1 or maybe fall back towards goal, try and cut off an angle. That's someone who's learning some lessons there. The third one, not her fault at all. She gets tied up with an opposing player, and Barry is there because Barry has a nose for goal and simply just needs to roll it in. The thing about the hat trick for Kat Barry is once she made that final move, those are some of the easiest goals she's ever going to score in her life.
Wide open. And look, we know the scouting report on Wegner. She's not one who stays back on our line, right? She's very aggressive. She comes out almost like a sweeper keeper. And obviously, the issue is once you start playing at the higher level like this, the other team knows that as well. So that's why you're going to see the long-range shots to try and chip over her. You're going to see those one-on-one against her because she's coming out.
The fourth official just put up the board. It is 4 minutes of added time here as we tick down the conclusion of this match. It was 1-0 at halftime. Tampa Bay had its moments. Does Tampa Bay have a moment here? No. Walters tried to leak free. A little bit shaky here in the back for Lexington. But it was competitive at halftime. And then Barry hit her first of 3 in the second half, and that was the beginning of the end. The fracturing had occurred in the back. A minute between the first and the second goals for Barry. Both goals looked almost exactly the same. One move on the keeper and a quick little slot into the back of the net. And then the third wasn't as aesthetically pleasing. We had a collision in the box, keeper and forward, and then there was Barry, and the job was done.
And a goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal, that's right.
Does not have to look pretty at all.
Quite a week for Kosuke Kimura. Not only is his side playing extremely well and pulling themselves closer to at least flirting with that top spot, making Sporting Jacks uncomfortable, but Kimura was a player with Nashville SC going all the way back to the USL Championship days before the leap to Major League Soccer was made. Then an assistant with Nashville 2022 to 2024, and it's an unlikely CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinal berth now for Nashville after taking down back-to-back Lionel Messi and Inter Miami, and then Club America with a famous victory in Mexico to win on aggregate. So Nashville into the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinal, and Kimura was thrilled.
He was happy.
When we chat, he has so many connections still, so many friends there in that Nashville organization. So a pretty banner week for him. And you get a look at him, just sort of taking it in. Not much you have to do direction-wise at this point. It is a +9 second-half goal differential at home this season for Lexington. Could it be +10? White is in there. It's punched up in the air, and then a shot with an open goal is blocked away. Yeah, that nearly was a fifth.
We may not be done here. There's still time for another goal.
The pressure still being applied. Hannah Johnson as it poked out of play. It was Johnson who wound it up for the volley that was sent backwards. Final 30 seconds of this match. This is going to be the 11th victory of the year for Lexington. Cassie Rohan. Now White giving chase. Able to reach it before the end line. White in the corner, just trying to eat up clock here. White battling. And a goal kick. It doesn't matter, but I'm not sure that that was the right call. Lauren Aldrich says, let's get out of here. The whistle blows. That's a wrap. The first hat trick in Lexington SC history. Kat Barry, who also becomes the single-season goal-scoring leader in the history of the Gainbridge Super League. And Lexington behind those 3 Cat Berry goals. Also clinches the debut in the Gainbridge Super League playoffs for Lexington Sporting Club and the first ever win over Tampa Bay in franchise history. An evening to remember. Lexington Sporting Club beats Tampa Bay Sun 4-0. Convincing, overwhelming second half.
And they were in control. As soon as they got that first goal, they were just calm, composed, kept possession, worked this ball around. They made this win. They made this game look so easy today.
So 4 for Lexington Sporting Club. 4-0 victory. Lexington into the playoffs. Post-game on the way. This is the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock. Lexington takes down Tampa Bay Sun 4-0, and you see Cat Berry, her hat trick, now 15 on the season. That's a single season record for the Gainbridge Super League. Cat Berry dominant, and let's go ahead and show you the greatness of Cat Berry. Christine Huber.
She that got her up, involved in this place, in the right place, at the right time. The ball is bouncing around, and she's able to finish it.
So 4 goals for Lexington in the 4-0 victory, 3 of them coming from Kat Berry. And she joins us now downstairs where it's a little bit wet here in Lexington, but I'm sure Kat doesn't mind it. Kat, congratulations. Let me just run through the laundry list here. You have the first hat trick in the history of Lexington SC. You also have boosted Lexington to its first playoff berth all time, and you have the all-time record in a single season in the Gainbridge Super League with goals. You now have 15 on the year. How do you consume that right now?
I'm just so proud of our team. I think it's just a testament to this entire group of players, and we talked about it before the game, but we really have felt like this is a special group from the day we came together last July. And I just am so honored to be a part of it every day. They make me better, and I hope that at the end of the day, we're able to do something special for the fans and the club and everyone who pours into us. And I'm just so excited right now, thrilled to be a part of it, and this is definitely a moment I won't forget.
Talk about your play, your vision. How do you always seem to be in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a magic to that as a striker. I think people sometimes think it's like a luck thing, and I definitely think that as a 9, that's something that you have to be excellent at and you have to be able to do well. I think it's just having a nose for goal, always wanting to be involved in the play, always wanting the ball at my feet, and always just, you know, wanting to be there to put that finishing touch in and having that killer instinct and being willing to do, you know, anything, whether it's run far, slide, you know, get to a tackle and find a way to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's just what I try to do at the end of the day.
Wanted to ask you, Kat, which was your favorite? Because the first 2 sort of looked similar, and then I think it was just good number 9 karma that resulted in the third. Which one of those 3 was your favorite here tonight?
Oh, that's tough. Maybe the second one. I don't know. They're all pretty exciting. I think that just the defensive pressure from Kenzie on that one, and then to be able to get up in the press myself, make a play to get myself through, and be able to round the keeper kind of on my own there was a good feeling, and just to give us a little bit more of a cushion. But I'll take them all. I'm never complaining about goals.
No doubt. No surprise, Kat Berry, the woman of the match. I know it's shocking to everybody here, but the hat trick for Kat. Your team wins 4-0. Congratulations on making it to the postseason, and congratulations on your goal-scoring records here tonight. Well done.
Thank you so much. Go Lex.
That is Kat Berry. Her 3 goals tonight, 4-0 Lexington over Tampa Bay. Here are the numbers, Christine Huber, and look at Lexington. There's really no shocker here.
No, I mean, 4 goals to 0, 12-10 on shots, and possession was pretty much even. Tampa Bay, they were there, missing a 9, missing a goal scorer, and Lexington has Kat Berry.
With the shots, though, it only required 1 save for Lexington and Asman of those 10 shots. And now here's the table, and this is where it gets interesting. Lexington pulls momentarily within 4 of Sporting Jacks. Sporting Jacks is in action tomorrow against Spokane. A lot of eyes on that. And then, of course, Carolina Dallas tomorrow going head-to-head.
We don't have to tell you to tune in tomorrow. Carolina versus Dallas. Number 3 versus number 4. Let's see, is Tampa Bay still going to be involved in playoffs or not?
If Dallas wins tomorrow, Tampa Bay will be eliminated from their title defense here in 2025-2026. Want to thank executive producer Maria Ringo, Julio Martinez, Santi Guzman, and Esteban Andre. For Christine Huber, I'm Ken Levicka. Lexington 4, Tampa Bay 0. This has been the Gainbridge Super League on Peacock. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.